We're so happy to have all of you here tonight here at the Ahern Hotel and at the Trattoria by Chef Mark.
Trattoria.
Trattoria. I don't know what it is. I'm learning this. So welcome everybody. My name is Diane Hall. I'm your host tonight. And we're very happy to have the select few of you. You were all hand selected to be here. So we're very, very happy that you're here joining us this evening for the I Love San Marzano DOP tomato event. And so Chef Mark has created some our aprons. And we all have, just to give you a little heads up, we have some fun gift bags. So don't rush out of here. I don't think anybody's going to be doing that, but don't rush out of here until you see me, because we have an apron for you guys. We have a special cookbook. Everything was flown in from Italy for you guys for tonight. So we want to make sure that you have something to take home and a special can of the San Marzano DOP tomatoes for everybody will go home with you in your bag as well. So you can go home and cook these and hopefully not cook it as well as Mark does, but cook some wonderful events and wonderful dishes for us. So Mark, what do we have tonight? What are you doing for us here?
Welcome everybody. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to come here and try this stuff with me. We're going to have some fun tonight. I did some simple recipes, but like I was saying before, I wanted to show off the way we can use these tomatoes in the first place here was cold and how sweet they got. And they cooked naturally on top of the dough. And this is kind of like a bread dough that we made for the reason we're making tomato pie served cold. So it shows off the sweetness of these beautiful San Marzano DOP tomatoes. And they're very special. And as the night goes on, you'll learn why they're so special. I have some tomatoes here as a sample that I made all the sauces with tonight. And as you can see, it's like the tomato you see in the store, a little plum tomato or something like that, but this is even a lot better from where it comes from. So the first course is gonna be a homemade pasta. This is a beautiful egg noodle that we made, a tagliatelle earlier today. We're gonna give you some of that with a sauce I made with house-cured pancetta, which is right here, which is very interesting because making pancetta is a lot of fun. So we're gonna get it smoky and slow cook it and then speed it up to crisp up these beautiful chunks of pancetta, make a sauce around it called a fileta di pomodoro, which using these tomatoes, olive oil, fresh basil, and a couple things over here. When I make my sauce, I like to use a secret. And if you want to try it at home, you can, but it does elevate the flavor a lot. You wouldn't believe it, but a lot of people use fish sauce in recipes. I like to put an anchovy when I make a marinara or a marinara or whatever you want to call it, a pomodoro paletta. This is fileta. This is going to be a flavor enhancer, just like you would like a fish sauce for some cultures. So that's really good. And I did put a mirepoix in this one. So I'm going to show you, I diced up some carrots, celery, and just a Spanish yellow onion right there. And the anchovy and everything else here you see. So we're going to make one, and we're going to get it out for everybody because you came here to eat, drink, and have fun. So the second course is going to be the pasta. The course after that will be considered like the main course. It's a stufata. It's a stew from Italy. This is the south of Italy, where I saw several things cooked in these type of tomatoes from the Naples region, okay? So this type of tomato cooked for a long time with calamari, zucchini, and then finished with orzo pasta, which is dry. And this is a perfect stew, but the difference is the first course, cold, sweet tomato. The second course, quickly cooked, beautiful tomatoes that cook fast but still are tender and delicious. And then you really want to take on the flavor of the calamari. It's like going to go right into the tomato, change the color. And the calamari went from being tender in a minute to rubbery and then tender again in an hour. So that's what we're serving for the main tonight. And then we have a beautiful dessert in the back that Fabrice has prepared. And we're going to do that in like a torta, an Italian torta made of it. And it has tomato jam in the middle. And it's going to be served with my nephew's basil gelato. So it's going to be a real happy ending for everyone here tonight. All right? So thank you, everybody.
I like that.
Buon appetito, eh?
Bon appetit. So everybody's had the first course, the appetizer,
yeah, that
correct?
was just a little starter.
Little starter.
So we can go ahead and we can start the pasta now.
I watched them actually make this pasta today, and I was just well, you can see him right here playing with the pasta, I guess.
So while they're doing that, I'm gonna make a mock what I just talked about. This course is gonna be made in this pan for everybody, okay? And I'm gonna start with the little fish. Nice olive oil that the people from San Marzano sent us. When you use olive oil, always put a little extra.
A little bit of love, right?
A little extra love. A little bit of onion. Since we're making only one portion here. A little bit of carrot.
So Chef, while you're making this, can you tell us why you decided on these recipes tonight for these tomatoes?
Yeah, because the first course, serving it cold. The second course, quick cook. And the third course, long cooked. Takes on a different flavor.
Wonderful.
That's why I did it.
And these tomatoes can be eaten like this, raw?
Yeah.
Or out of the can, just
I
like
can
this?
pass that around. Everybody can taste
Take a
it.
spoon.
Sure. What I'm doing is that when you do something at home and you want to cook that has a lot of flavor, I always say flavor the bottom, the middle, and the top. And that's what we do here, why I don't put salt and pepper on my tables. I believe there's enough flavor coming out of the kitchen. So one of my secrets is flavor the bottom like I just did. I flavored the vegetables, the olive oil with salt, pepper, and what I'm going to put in later, basil and a little oregano. So that's important. Let's put a little celery, and we would heat this up. And then the pancetta would be rendered off, and you end up with this. So this is the sauce actually. And this is how small that the meat became.
I do.
So it went from being like this to almost like that.
Wow. That's
So
incredible.
that means that the flavor went right into the tomatoes.
Into the tomatoes.
So every bite of this sauce should taste like my house cured pancetta. That's what you're looking for. And we can top it with a fresh grated Romano that we do here in the back.
Beautiful.
I missed the snow.
I missed the snow.
Did it look like snow? Do that again. Does it look like I'm somewhere up north? And here we are.
In Las Vegas.
Here we are on the highest mountain in. Hey, how many people here have had orzo pasta? Really? Wow. It's like a little rice. It's cool. Nobody, you don't see it. Yeah, you hardly see it. There you go. So, while we're waiting for the first course, which shouldn't take long because it's a quick cook pasta, I'll show you the finish on the finale, which is the main course, which is, look how small, and look at the color of the calamari. Can the camera get in on this? It became pink. So calamari is pretty white, but look at the color. That means that the tomatoes actually got in there and changed the color, the pigment, and they got tender the second time. This is gonna really be different.
Now, Chef, could you use shrimp or lobster or
No,
another shellfish
no,
in this?
because they'll cook. You need the tomatoes to cook an hour. Those type of ingredients will just be rubber. It's calamari, octopus. I've seen octopus in Sorrento cooked in tomatoes like this. Same thing. It was delicious. So it's typical of cooking things. Like I had a dish in Palermo, and in Palermo they had a dish with eggplant called Norma, and what it is it's thick pasta like spaghetti, they call macaroni, and you take eggplant and cut it in big cubes, and you slow cook it in the same tomatoes in a Dutch oven. And when it's done, you have like an eggplant stew again. So in the South, they like to cook things in tomatoes from Naples. And what this becomes is a sauce that you put in the pasta, and then you put ricotta salata, a very famous dry ricotta from Sicily, from Palermo, and then I like to put little bufala from Naples to match it. And then you just eat it like it's eggplant parmesan, but never got fried. It's pretty good.
So, Chef, what's the difference of the flavor in these tomatoes and regular tomatoes that we might find in the store that we can readily find?
I think it's something you have to experience by yourself. Most of the stores are going to have a DOP tomato. So just buy one and see what it's like. It's a texture thing. It's thicker. There's not any seeds really, very little. And the skin is so thin. They're supposed to be peeled, but there's always a little skin left on some. If there's any on here that you find, they'll be like paper thin.
Easy to come off.
Yeah. It doesn't bother you when you bite it. The flavor is going to be a little bit more, how you say, tomatoey?
Tomatoey.
Yeah, because it's thicker.
And these, I understand, are completely sugar-free, fat-free.
Yeah.
Very
Tomatoes are great.
diet-friendly.
Tomatoes are
like
great
that.
for you.
Tomatoes are good for you.
Exactly.
This is the king of canned tomatoes, is what they call them, the San Marzano DOP. DOP is one of the most important things to understand when learning how to cook traditional and authentic Italian food outside of Italy. DOP stands for, don't slap me if I get it wrong, Denominación de Origen Protecta. In English, that translates to protected designation of origin. And we'll explain a little bit more about that a little bit later on, but they are just amazing tomatoes. Wait till you try these with all of the dishes that we're going to do. So fun. Cheers, everybody.
I just blend
Chin,
it in a
chin.
really good blender that almost liquefies it. Then you can strain it or drink it like with a lemon juice. You know, I think it would be good like that, right? Yeah, I think it would, but it's a little, it's like nothing like you buy at the store, because that's so much salt. This is gonna be more tomatoey, like pure, so you have to add like celery, if you're thinking of that, you know, you can always blend it. We have the kind of blenders back there and it makes it into...
The Vitamix.
Yeah, it makes it into liquid, you know, so we're lucky. Yeah. But, you know, you may have something like that or get a nice blend on it, and you can always put it in a strainer. The way they really make tomato water, they have to put it in cheesecloth for a couple days.
Yes.
But you're not looking for that. You're looking for the juice.
I'm looking for the juice.
You'll get it out of there easily. It'll be good, nice and thick.
Yeah.
I would drink. Did you get some bread?
Yeah, that's so...
Yeah, it's just a plain, like so plain, right? But it's so tomato. Just there's not salty. Is it okay here? It's just a plain thing.
Grazie.
I'm gonna try the tomato plain. Hold on, I have a little secret over here. Oh yeah.
I always have a surprise.
There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
Welcome. Sir, a little bit?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chef.
Alrighty.
Thank you, sir.
Little tomato pomodoro plain. Joel, you all right?
That's perfect.
There you go. Just a little bite. Yeah. Any interest in trying the tomato before it was cooked, right out of the Italian soil? Okay. So I'm gonna put yours over here. Want yours over there too? Or on your plate, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So this is without doing anything, just straight out. Right from the can from Italy. And this is how we would test it as a chef to see, is there a lot of seeds? Is it, you know, what's the flavor like? Is it, because it should be just tomato. Want a little bit on your dish? Is that okay? Yeah, it's different, huh? It's just fresh. A little different. Try the Pomodoro San Marzano DOP just like this out of the can. I guess that's the quickest way of doing it, right? I didn't think about that. But it is a good way. That's how we test them when we get them in. And a guy tries to sell us a new brand. I mean, they're basically all the same, but people put their own label on it. But you want to see, is it so nice and, you know, is it thick skin? I mean, thick meat and no skin, and no seed, that's what you're looking for. Wow, look at that. Wow. Beautiful. Roman's gelato. Beautiful.
So Frankie, tell me, what was your favorite dish tonight?
My favorite? Well, of course I like homemade pasta. Everything was awesome. I mean, even this is crazy. Tomato dessert?
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's amazing. Chef Mark's the best.
And what do you think about the San Marzano tomatoes?
The best tomato ever. I mean, very different than the ones you get in the cans that pretend they're the San Marzano.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's every single thing. Even when you just brought the raw tomato over, it's fantastic.
So I know you cook a lot at home and you do a lot of fun things with your Italian heritage and Italian dishes.
Right.
Are you going to be buying these San Marzano DOP tomatoes from now on?
Absolutely get these from now on.
All right, that's what you want to hear. So can you tell by your taste palette, because I know you have a very advanced palate for all kinds of things, what do you notice the difference between the San Marzano DOP tomatoes and regular tomatoes that you would buy at the store? Have you noticed a difference tonight?
It seems a little richer than what I've normally had, but I would really love to be able to get some of those tomatoes and puree them down and make a bloody mix to make a bloody bean.
Oh, well, guess what? I can make your wish come true tonight on that. Everybody's going to get something really wonderful tonight with the DOP tomatoes in the can. Everybody gets that to go, and an apron like we're wearing. You're going to be able to go home and recreate all kinds of fun things, including special drinks with us. So what do you guys think? This is Liz and Tony. What do you guys think about tonight?
Wow. I had no idea that you could incorporate these wonderful tomatoes into a dessert so beautifully. I was a little skeptical, I got to be honest with you. And when I first saw it, I was the jam from the tomatoes, but it is just lovely, lovely.
It's
and
good,
works
isn't it?
beautifully with the gelato.
So what was your favorite dish tonight?
The orzo.
The orzo? Yeah.
What about yours?
That pasta was lovely.
I mean, everything was great.
It was cooked perfectly, and the tomatoes were sweet, and the pancetta was spicy. It was just a lovely marriage together.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys came. Thank you so much. Dessert. What was your favorite dish tonight?
Calamari.
Calamari.
The
I
one
think
I-
it's consensus.
Whatever one I'm eating.
The one you're eating. I like that. Can you tell the difference? Did you notice the difference in the DOP tomatoes as opposed to regular tomatoes?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Yes, I did. Really. Yeah.
Well, you get to go home and cook all kinds of wonderful things, and I can't wait to see. I expect to see photos from everybody sent to me of what you make with these tomatoes. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What did you think about everything
Oh my
tonight?
gosh, it's amazing. Now, I've written about the tomatoes, I've had the tomatoes, but to have it presented this way, what amazing. And you really can't tell the difference, truly.
It's wonderful. What was your favorite dish tonight?
I'm going to have to say the calamari. Oh my gosh.
Calamari is the consensus.
It
I'm
is.
going to tell you. I was telling Chef earlier when he was making that this afternoon, I said, I'm not a huge calamari fan. I've never been a major calamari because I think probably because I haven't prepared correctly. And when I tasted it, it's like butter.
Oh
And
my- it does.
especially in the tomatoes
Yes.
because it absorbs the tomato flavor and the tomatoes absorb the calamari. It works together so beautifully. So. And what do you think about the San Marzano DOP tomatoes? What was your favorite dish?
Well, let's talk about the dessert while we're at
Well,
it.
let's talk about the dessert first.
I just ate a tomato-based dessert, and it was amazing.
Maybe we should start with the tomato-based dessert next time. No.
Like it's a torte. It's made of tomatoes. It
It's a
tastes like
torte,
jelly.
yeah.
It tastes. You could put that on your jelly on your toast in the morning.
Absolutely.
It's tomato-based. It's truly amazing. Gifted chef. Thank you for.
Thank you
this.
so much for coming. What was your favorite dish, though?
Oh,
Out of all of them, it's hard to pick,
The
I know.
calamari, or as we say, the galamads.
Calamari.
The galamads.
It's very, very good.
They
So
were
wonderful.
amazing. They were amazing.
So, tell me, what was your favorite dish tonight?
I think my favorite dish was probably the pasta with pancetta.
Delicious,
Oh,
wasn't
so
it?
good.
So
I'm a sucker
good.
for pasta.
So good. What was yours?
Calamari.
The
You're right,
calamari?
it's like butter.
It's like butter. It's so good.
So good.
And what do you think of the dessert?
Oh, delicious. I've never had basil-based gelato in my life, so
And
it's
the
so
tomato
weird.
tart.
Yes, amazing.
And a tomato tart.
You can eat it all and feel like you won't hate yourself the next day. Like
Exactly.
it's healthy.
It feels healthy.
There's vegetables, so you're allowed.
And the great thing is about these tomatoes, they're salt-free, they're sugar-free, they are very healthy.
Wow.
If you're on a keto diet, if you're on a special diet that you're doing, you can use these tomatoes on every single thing. So
That's
they're
awesome.
healthy. Who doesn't like something healthy?
So
It's
you get
wonderful.
a healthy-based tomato diet and a six-pack. And
Absolutely.
Can I have the ice cream?
Exactly. Thank you, ladies, for coming.
Thank you.
Hi, ladies. How are you tonight? Have you had a good time?
It's been amazing.
Oh, wonderful. What was your favorite dish tonight? What did you think?
I actually think this one.
The dessert?
Because I was most surprised that they could make a sweet dessert with tomatoes.
It's amazing, isn't it? Just amazing. What was yours?
It's the same. I love the basil in this ice cream and the gelato with the mixture of the sweetness and the tomato. It's absolutely fantastic.
And what about you? Oh, she does. And she has a mouthful of food. I always do that. That always happens to me when I go into a restaurant. They're like, "So can I get you anything else?" What was your
Obviously the gelato and great end to a perfect.
Wonderful. So, do you ladies cook at home? Do you ever do anything like that? Well, you get to go home with some of these San Marzano DOP tomatoes. So
We're so
you get to
excited.
try it. And as my friend was saying over here, you can not only use them in dishes like this, but you can use them in drinks, like a Bloody Mary and things like that. So, did you notice the difference in the tomatoes from regular tomatoes to DOP?
Yeah, I love the pomodoro tomatoes for anything Italian-based. When I make the focaccia or the pizzas at home, those give the best overall taste. They actually have the more flavorful tomatoes. They're not as watery. They don't have the lack of substance that you get outside of the pomodoro.
So, since everybody's going home with a can of tomatoes, courtesy of everybody from San Marzano DOP, what are you going to make at home with these tomatoes? I'm curious to what you're going to say.
I'm a big fan of focaccia, so I'll probably drop some in there.
Ah, there you go.
Wonderful. What do you think about it? What was your favorite dish tonight?
That's really hard to say. I really like the dessert. I like the fact that, the savory and the sweet and well, you can see, I love the gelato. The gelato was great. But the whole sweetness with the crust was like, it actually made a great dessert.
The tomatoes with the crust look amazing to me, and I think to me that would be something I could just love.
Would make a good
Who
dessert.
doesn't? Who doesn't? I'm going to come over here to you. So, what was your favorite dish tonight?
The calamari.
The calamari. It's the winner, the heavy winner, I do believe.
I think it was the best.
Well, cheers to you all again. Thank you so much.
Hey,
for
Derek,
coming.
I want to say cheers to the San Marzano
Cheers to
DOP
everyone.
representatives in Italy. Thanks for sending all the great products and all these great people for coming. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. Salute. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Trying times.
So much
that
fun
we've been
doing these
having,
events.
so
We want
we're
to do them
very,
all the
very
time.
lucky
This
and
is what
very
it's
happy
all
to
about.
do.
People
So
getting
thank you
together,
all
having a
for
good
joining us
time,
tonight.
eating great
We
food.
really appreciate it.
Just
Thank
look at this.
you.
This is what it's all about right here. Come on.
I love San Marzano DOP.